Daddy's got a bun.
No, you don't.
What's up, guys? It's Phil, and it's time for another update. Alright, so it is Monday, which means it's time to start trying to make some money. So, I have already been busy this morning. Got up and the wife had to take the baby to the doctor, and the toddler's being a toddler, and so now I have a 3-year-old little girl coloring princesses in my shop when I'm supposed to be getting stuff done. But that's okay, because I had a lot of office work to do this morning. The barn door hardware for all of my barn doors that were due this week, one of them disappeared in the mail. Thanks USPS. That's about the 17th package they've lost. And the other two that were supposed to show up this weekend got pushed back to Wednesday. So my client actually contacted me this morning while I was trying to get all that sorted out and wants to know when I'm going to be coming to do the delivery because she's holding appointments for me. I mean, being a self-employed person, I understand, you know, how it is putting together your own schedule, but it's a little frustrating when all these things are out of my control. So I'm trying to stay on top of all of that and make sure that it happens. I had to reorder the barn doors that got lost, so other than that, I'm pretty much ready to go. I'm in my old YMCA lifeguarding attire because I don't have any other shirts right now, because the wood shop is where old t-shirts go to die. I'm ready to get after this today and get some stuff. Did you break your crayon? It's okay. Hey, just set it down. I'm gonna go ahead and get after it, try and get everything sorted out with these barn doors and get started on the second set of barn doors, because also this week I want to do a bed swing, and I really want to get at least started on the tops for my next dining table and miniature bar combo. Plus I'm trying to get somebody out here to cut some cookies for me for another client for some side tables. So lots of stuff. I'm behind. Time to get going. Alright guys, you want to do something fun with your kids in the shop? Here's a cool little quick tip. Get yourself a small container, small paintbrush, and a bunch of mineral spirits, and then using an old piece of wood, just let them paint. Dip it in your paint, as we call it, and paint the wood. It works particularly good if your shop is outside and you've got some sun damage going on. So we got this old door that is just, all the paint is worn all across the front of my shop. And this is a great temporary paint for these kiddos.
Snows go away and mountain tonight.
Alright guys, so I have chosen to do this with mineral spirits. It can also be done with mineral oil and with water. Now, water doesn't really last as long for the paint as the mineral spirits does, but everything evaporates and it goes away. One of the biggest things is this is obviously a chemical, so you do want to be supervising. It's harmful in the eyes, it's fatal if swallowed, so just be careful, but have some fun with your kids. I mean, she seems to be enjoying painting, so hey, have fun with it. Alright, so that was kind of cool. Putting together these barn doors and I get a phone call. This happens to me all the time. It's one of the reasons I wear a headset, because I can seamlessly transition from woodworking, heavy-duty tools to just shut everything off and hit the button and I can answer the phone, which is great because I just booked a consultation, and actually it is a referral from a client who was referred to me. So I'm actually kind of excited because this is my second client in 1 week that is a second tier referral, which means I had a person who reached out to me, they referred me to someone, that person bought something and did something, and then that person has now referred me to another person, which basically means I've now gotten 2 jobs off one maybe Facebook post months ago. Actually 3 jobs, but 1 from the post, 2 organic warm introductions and referrals. And as a business owner, especially a small business owner, that is awesome, because there's a big difference between telling somebody, hey, here's what I do, here's how I do it, sell, 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 and a warm introduction who's like, hey, my buddy referred you, I need this, come do it for me. That is awesome. That is the dream. So I'm really happy because, like I said, that's my 2nd client this week that's done that. Different day, same shirt. Actually had a pretty rough day today. I had to reschedule a delivery because my barn door hardware still has not arrived, so we scheduled that for Thursday. So I actually went ahead and made my 2nd set of barn doors, so that is getting stained, and I'm about to go out and start working on a porch swing. So I'm trying to get some stuff going. I mean, every once in a while I gotta shuffle things around. The problem is my shop is only so big, so if I've got more than 3 projects going at a time, and even that's pretty tight, I tend to run into problems. So I've been trying to bust out some small projects and do some big projects. I just did a little cat litter box that somebody asked me for on Facebook. I'm about to actually do a set that is using old stair treads to make kids chairs and a butcher block table. So, you know, I might end up doing that as well, but that's a little time consuming. I don't want to take up a lot of room in my shop for small projects where I'm not going to make as much of a margin. So it's really hard, really confusing, but I've got all these barn doors. My other set is now in my trailer, ready to go. When the hardware gets here, these are getting finished and will be ready to go when they're done. And then I'm actually going to start working on the dining table and wet bar that are due at the end of this month when I'm done with this swing. Swings tend to be pretty quick projects for me, so I'm going to try and knock that thing out and get it moved out of the shop so I can paint it. Hopefully it doesn't rain, because if it does, I'm out of room. Installing the barn doors tomorrow, and I just realized that the kit that I ordered did not come with the little hook things that hook into the wall and hook the door, so it doesn't do that. Anyway, so I looked for all my spare parts and I realized that I actually just cleaned out my shop like a month ago, and I threw away all of the old barn door parts that I was not using, which included these little floor spacers. So since I don't have time to, you know, order some more, I'm gonna go ahead and make some. is Friday, and I am heading out to a consultation or two. So I am headed out on my way to go do some consultations. I really didn't get a whole lot of filming done this week, but that's alright, that happens. I really wanted to show you guys yesterday all of the really crazy bad stuff that can happen when you have a barn door install that just goes terribly. But unfortunately I was not able to do that. The client was literally like watching me and she kept coming into the room and kind of double checking everything, and I don't really mind that, but I also don't like that at all. I would prefer that my clients just like not even be home when I'm doing an install, just because it takes the stress off of me, because then they're not constantly coming in and critiquing and they don't understand what step of the process you're on. And that can be a really big problem. I've had clients that have come in and you know, changed their mind and fought about stuff, and I've had clients who, watching the process of having something built or installed, completely destroys their confidence in what they thought they were getting. And I've had other clients who will sit there, help with the whole process, bring me a beer, chill out, talk about stuff, and then in the end they absolutely love it before it's even done yet, you know. So that's an interesting dynamic that you come across when, you know, this is not just something I'm doing for a friend, this is money in my pocket. So if they're not happy with it, that's going to cost me money and time, which is also money, to try and figure out how to fix the problem. So all that to say, by the end of the day yesterday, my heart was beating so hard that I could actually feel it in my neck, even 3 hours after I'd left the delivery. So I do not like installs with really picky clients who hover, and I really don't like dual barn door installs anyway, just because they're very tricky. But I was able to get those up, and I think next time I'm going to show you some of the issues that come along with it. I've got another barn door install coming up next week, so I'll probably have that featured a little bit more, and I'll actually talk through it. Because remember, this is only episode 2, so I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to format all of these videos. But today I've got a consultation to go out and talk to some different people about some dining tables. So I'm heading to Eagleville right now, which is a little ways southeast of Thompson Station where I live, and then I'm heading up to North Franklin to go get another client up there and talk to her, and then I am waiting to hear back from somebody on Facebook to see if they want me to make a delivery like 40 minutes south of here, or if I want to go get a haircut. And if I don't hear from them, I'm probably going to go get a haircut. So yeah, so we'll see how all that goes, but I got to go do this consultation, and we'll see how the rest of the day goes. I really don't want today to be a wash, but it's kind of gearing up like it's going to be, and I'm not going to actually get anything built today. Holy Fridays, Batman. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm just now getting into the shop. I started my day with a pretty simple consultation, and while I was there I got a text message from someone else who wanted another consultation, and then I also had someone last night that I was supposed to go see that I thought, I'll just go see. So long story short, I wound up having 3 consultations this morning, 2 of which gave me deposits, and 1 is for a major project, and the 3rd I need to write up the proposal for tonight, but I'm pretty sure she's going to go ahead and go for it. So that's pretty awesome. I'm trying to say this without sounding braggartly, but like, that's obviously not typical. I thought that I was going to spend today building the tops for the dining table and wet bar that are going to be due in the next week. In truth, it's okay because I enjoy getting new business. I get to add to my chalkboard back there, and that's awesome. Downside, I did have a client that I was supposed to be delivering a barn door for on like Monday who wants to reschedule for like 2 weeks from now. So the problem from a professional standpoint is that I was banking on that being the money that I made next week while I worked on the next big project, which is a dining table and wet bar and stools and chairs, and that's going to take me longer than a week to do all of that. So that's a bit nerve-wracking because now I'm pushing getting paid on that project off by like 2 weeks. If I'd known that was going to happen, I could have done her project next and already had the dining table and stuff done. So that is very frustrating, and clients do that to me every once in a while. It's really something I just have to roll with because it was my own fault for not giving her a call and being like, hey, we're doing it this week. In my notes, it said last week in June. So I got prepared to deliver it the last week in June, and now she's not ready for it. So that happens, no big deal. I just have to work around that. So I've got things like this cat litter box that I'm just waiting for the client to show up, and I don't know when she's going to be here. I've got a swing outside that I got ready to go, and then the client realized she's an hour away and doesn't want to drive to come pick it up. So I'm charging her a delivery fee, but that means I have to go do that. So I'm just setting up a lot of stuff for next week, which is pretty crazy. So I think I'm going to talk about scheduling a little bit more in my next video, but for this week things just kind of got away from me. I'm still playing catch up from the family vacation, and that's one of the biggest things about owning your own business is time off is basically double time, and that's something that, you know, I think you guys should remember if you're considering doing this full time, that it's not all just kicks and giggles and, oh, I can go do whatever I want whenever I want. No, you work 60-hour weeks, but you're working for yourself. You don't get vacation, and your boss is even more of a dick than your old boss used to be, because when I come to myself and I'm like, hey, I want to take a week off, I have to figure out how to take a week off, and a lot of times I don't give myself that week off. I take no holidays, Memorial Day, all those, you know, holidays, everybody's celebrating stuff, Cinco de Mayo, whatnot. I get none of that off. The advantage is I can go to the splash pad with my wife and daughter on a random Tuesday because I want to, because I own my own business and make my own schedule. So it's not as bad as it seems. No, I don't get those holidays off. A lot of times I do end up working on weekends even though I don't want to, but that's part of the joy and that's part of the fun, and that's what gives me the freedom to do what I want to do. So to finish out this week, I grabbed some pens from the store from Franklin Road in downtown. I had a batch of CA glue that was going bad, and I knew it. I just didn't know how it was going to affect the final look of the pens. And two of the pens that I had sitting in the store, the finish started cracking. So I'm actually going to turn them on the lathe and turn them back down to bare wood and try to salvage the pens. If not, I'll just make new pens and take them to the store. But that's kind of disappointing because I hate when that happens. And one of them is a beautiful black walnut pen with a cigar label on it. It's awesome. So I've got to do that, and then other than that, I'm just going to clean up the shop and get ready for the weekend. I'm tired. I'm done for the week, but I've got a lot of stuff going on next week, especially if I want to make any money. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if my next update is going to be on the week or if I'm going to do a 2-week update, but we'll see. So anyway, just want to say thank you guys for watching. I hope this hasn't been too boring. I'm still trying to figure all this stuff out, so you know, please comment below. Let me know what you'd like to see, and I'll be more than happy to show that. I'm really trying to show a lot more of the behind the scenes and talk about a lot of the crap that goes along with being a full-time woodworker and artist and whatnot, because that is a lot of times what people don't show you and what is not glorified when you're looking at Instagram and stuff like that. So anyway, I hope this has been delightful for everybody because it's been pretty fun for me. So I'm going to go do that stuff, go have a couple drinks, and go make some pizza. See you guys next week. Thanks for watching.